So we're going to talk about a few personal injury terms. The big one here is negligence. Most personal injury cases, that's what you're asserting is negligence. Okay, what do you need to show negligence? Negligence is someone owes you a duty of care. You're out driving on the road. The most common example is car accident, right? So you owe all of the other drivers and everybody that you encounter a duty of care. And that duty of care has to be to act reasonably, to drive responsibly, to follow the rules of the road. And did you breach that duty of care? Here we're talking about ideally the other driver, right? So don't call me if you were at fault, nothing I can do for you there. But if you're the other driver needs to be found negligent. They owed you a duty of care, they breached that duty of care, and then what's the other two elements there? Causation. It caused you what? Damages, right? So you have duty, breach, causation, damages. So they weren't following the rules of the road, clearly caused an accident, all right? No question there. And I'm damaged because I'm now sore. I now have, something's torn, whatever the case may be. Hopefully it's not a serious injury. That's negligence. Another big term is a contingency fee. So contingency fee, I operate like most PI attorneys, personal injury attorneys operate. That is the fee, my fee is contingent upon you recovering, right? So no recovery, no fee. No one gets paid. My fee is a percentage and it's contingent upon actually collecting. And the third term is comparative fault or contributory negligence. And so what we're talking about there is like, well, what if it's one of those ones where this guy was a little bit in the wrong, but then maybe you also failed to keep a proper lookout, right? So, both people could definitely be at fault in an accident, and that comes up a lot, right? So it just has to do with comparing the fault and like trying to assign some percentage. Well, he was 90% at fault. Yeah, maybe I could have avoided it, but come on. I mean, I did hit my brakes. Sorry, I didn't hit him quick enough, right? For whatever reason. But that's where you're just trying to assign percentages of responsibility to the parties. That's what we're talking about with comparative fault or contributory negligence.